Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going way beyond just, the typical buzzwords and really diving deep into the world of jobs.
Yeah.
That thing that takes up a really huge chunk of our lives. We've got a ton of different sources here, articles, research, all that good stuff.
Right.
And our mission is to extract the golden nuggets, the really key insights that can actually help you navigate this complex world of work, whether you're searching for a new opportunity or just trying to, level up in your current role.
Absolutely.
So to help us with that, we have an expert who's not just going to summarize what's in these sources, but actually analyze and connect the dots in a way that's relevant to you, the listener.
We're aiming for those aha moments, those insights that, make you rethink your assumptions.
Oh, I love that.
And approach your career with a fresh perspective.
I love it. So first things first, let's decode all the different types of jobs out there. It's so easy to get stuck in that full-time versus part-time kind of binary, but the source material that we have actually reveals a whole spectrum, a whole menu of options.
It does.
For example, it highlights the difference between temporary and permanent roles and how temporary roles can actually be a really strategic way to gain experience in a new field or, test the waters, even if they don't offer the same level of stability as a permanent position.
And what's fascinating is that each type of job comes with its own unique implications, its own unique the set of impacts on things like your work-life balance.
Oh, for sure.
Your benefits package, and even your long-term career trajectory. It's like choosing the right tool for the job you need to understand what are the pros and cons of each option to make the best decision for your individual circumstance.
Exactly. It's like a secret menu at a restaurant.
Yes.
Once you know about these different job types, you can order what you actually want. And speaking of menus, I think the sheer number of career sectors that are out there can be really overwhelming.
It's true.
I was struck by how our sources break down some of the most popular ones, things like healthcare, technology, education, finance, and business, and even the creative industries.
Right.
But what's really interesting is that within each sector, there's a whole ecosystem of diverse roles.
It's a whole world.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the source material even provides specific examples to illustrate this point.
I love it.
For instance, within just the tech sector, you could be a software developer, a data analyst, or even a cybersecurity specialist.
Wow.
Each requiring a different set of skills and offering a unique career path.
So many different options.
So many options.
I love it. So as you're listening, I want to encourage you to consider which sectors really resonate with you?
Yes.
Which ones align with your interests and skills?
Yeah, where could you see yourself making a real impact?
Exactly. So let's say you've identified a sector that excites you.
Yeah.
You've got a good grasp of the different job types within that sector.
Yeah.
Now comes the crucial part, actually landing that job.
How do you do it?
Right. So one of our sources had this really fascinating story.
That's a good story.
About a job seeker who totally nailed their resume by doing this one simple thing. They quantified their achievements.
Ooh, tell me more.
So instead of just stating on their resume, improved sales, they wrote increased sales by 20%.
Specifics.
It seems like such a small tweak, but the source argues that it made a huge difference in grabbing that hiring manager's attention.
Well, and there's a psychological principle at play here.
Oh, interesting.
When you quantify your achievements, you're not just telling a hiring manager that you're good at your job.
Right.
You're providing concrete evidence.
The data.
Data, exactly. It's moving beyond just vague statements and using data.
I love that.
To demonstrate your impact.
It's like the difference between saying, I'm a fast runner and saying, I can run a mile in under 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Like the data just adds credibility and makes you stand out.
It makes you believable.
Yes, exactly. And speaking of standing out, the source material also emphasizes the importance of practicing common interview questions.
Oh, that's so important.
Rehearsing your answers with a friend or a family member can help you feel so much more confident
Yeah.
and articulate during that actual interview.
Absolutely.
It's about anticipating those tricky questions and having a well-structured response ready to go.
It takes the pressure off in the moment.
Totally. So this is where it gets really interesting for you, the listener.
Yeah.
As you're prepping for interviews, what are some questions that you anticipate might be specific to the roles that you're targeting?
Exactly. The beauty of this deep dive is that it's not just about general advice.
Right.
We're encouraging you to take these insights and personalize them.
Yes.
To your unique career aspirations.
Absolutely. So you've got this killer resume.
You aced it.
You've aced that interview.
You got the job offer.
And you landed that dream job. Congratulations.
Ooh.
But as our source material points out, that's just the first step. Now it's all about navigating the workplace culture and speaking the lingo.
There's a whole secret language.
Right. And I was really intrigued by how our sources break down some common job-related vocabulary and phrases.
Like what?
Like, for example, they point out that mastering phrases like, "Can you give me a hand?" Or "Let's circle back on that later," can make you sound more confident and fluent in those professional settings.
Like you know what you're doing.
Exactly.
But you know what's even more fascinating to me is the etiquette behind these phrases.
Oh, interesting.
When is it appropriate to use them?
Okay.
What are the subtle nuances that could be easily misinterpreted?
Yeah.
Understanding these unspoken rules can help you avoid misunderstandings and navigate those complexities of workplace communication with grace.
It's like a secret code.
It's a secret code.
Yeah.
You've got to crack it.
I love it.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're picking up right where we left off, exploring all the ins and outs of jobs and work-life balance.
Yeah, in the last segment, we decoded all these different job types, tackled the art of the job search, and even started unraveling the mysteries of workplace lingo.
It's a lot.
It is a lot to cover.
But now, let's kind of shift gears and delve into a topic that's, I think, crucial for success in any field, which is setting realistic goals.
Oh, that's
and managing your time effectively.
Time management is key.
It is.
It's so easy to just get swept up in this whirlwind of deadlines, to-dos, just constant demands on our time.
Absolutely.
Our sources really emphasize the importance of prioritization, like figuring out what truly deserves our immediate attention.
I love that.
One source even introduces this fascinating tool called the Eisenhower Matrix, which I have to admit I've personally found super helpful.
Oh, tell me about this. I haven't heard of this.
So it's this really great way to categorize your tasks based on urgency and importance. So you can really visualize what needs to be done now, what can maybe be scheduled for later, and then what can be delegated to someone else or even completely eliminated.
Oh, that's so smart.
I know, it's a total game changer, especially if you're like me and you feel like you're constantly juggling a million things at once.
I think we all are.
Right.
It really is like having a personal air traffic controller.
Yes.
For your to-do list.
I love that analogy.
Helping you land those urgent and important tasks smoothly while preventing the less critical ones from causing a pileup.
Yes.
And those delays.
Exactly.
But, even with a prioritized list, sometimes those big, complex tasks can feel really daunting.
They can be so overwhelming.
Totally overwhelming, right?
Right.
So that's where I think the power comes in.
Okay.
Of breaking down those large goals into smaller, more manageable steps.
Chunking it up.
Chunk it up. Exactly.
Yeah.
One of our sources provides a great example of this using presentations.
Right.
So instead of just staring blankly
the blank page
at that blank screen and thinking, oh my gosh, I have to create this entire presentation.
I'm so overwhelmed.
You break it down into these bite-sized chunks.
Yeah. Okay.
Research, outlining, designing the slides, scripting it out, rehearsal.
Yeah.
Suddenly, it feels much less overwhelming.
It's way more manageable.
Way more manageable. And you can celebrate those mini victories.
Love that.
Along the way.
Yes.
It's about shifting your perspective.
Yeah.
from feeling completely overwhelmed by the sheer size of a project.
The big picture.
To really appreciating the satisfaction of completing each step.
I love that. Yeah, okay, so we're prioritizing, we're breaking things down, but this eternal struggle remains, right?
It's on.
How do we actually fit it all into our day?
The million-dollar question.
Right. Our sources highlight a point that really resonated with me, and that's the importance of not overscheduling ourselves.
Oh, that's so true.
It's so tempting to try to cram as much as possible into every single hour of the day.
We feel productive.
We think we're being so productive.
But it backfires.
But ultimately, I think that often leads to burnout.
Oh, absolutely.
Or to subpar work.
Right. It's a classic case of quality over quantity.
I love.
So instead of trying to conquer this mile-long to-do list, try focusing on maybe 3 to 5 key tasks per day.
Keep it realistic.
Give those tasks your full attention.
Yeah.
And strive for excellence rather than spreading yourself too thin.
I love that.
And within that realistic schedule, you've got to build in those essential breaks.
Oh, the breaks are so key.
They are key. They are key.
Yeah. Even short intervals of downtime can do wonders for our focus.
Absolutely.
And our productivity.
It's true.
Yeah.
Stepping away from the screen, taking a walk, or just engaging in a few minutes of mindful breathing can really refresh your mind and help you return to your work with renewed energy.
Let's be real.
Okay, let's get real.
Even with the best intentions, there are times when we feel pressured to take on more than we can handle.
It happens to all of us.
Right. Learning to say no is a skill that I think is often overlooked.
Oh, so important.
But it's absolutely essential for protecting our time and sanity.
It really is.
One of our sources shares this brilliant anecdote about someone who politely declined an additional responsibility because they knew it would compromise their ability to meet existing deadlines.
Yeah.
Right. It's a powerful reminder that we don't have to be superheroes.
It's true.
And sometimes saying no is the most productive choice we can make.
It's about setting those healthy boundaries, recognizing that our time and energy are valuable resources that need to be protected.
And while having a plan is so crucial, it's equally important to embrace the reality that things don't always go according to plan.
Oh my gosh, tell me about it.
Right.
Flexibility is key in today's world. Deadlines shift,
all the time.
Priorities change, and those unexpected challenges just inevitably arise.
Yeah.
Our sources emphasize the need to adapt to these twists and turns.
Roll with the punches.
Roll with the punches, exactly.
Yeah.
Without letting them derail our entire game plan.
So it's about having that clear sense of your priorities so that when those curveballs come your way, you can make informed decisions about how to adjust your approach.
Without succumbing to stress and overwhelm.
And amidst all this talk about productivity and efficiency, it's so crucial to remember that we're not robots.
We're human.
We are human.
We need to celebrate our wins, no matter how big or small.
Absolutely. I love how our sources emphasize the power of just recognizing our accomplishments.
It's so important.
Whether it's finishing a major project, checking off a few items on that to-do list, or simply staying on track with our goals. Yeah. Taking a moment to appreciate our efforts can do wonders for our motivation and our sense of fulfillment.
It doesn't have to be this grand celebration. Even a small gesture of self-acknowledgement can go a long way.
I love that.
It's really about acknowledging our progress and rewarding ourselves for the hard work we're putting in.
It could be as simple as, savoring a cup of tea after a productive morning or, treating ourselves to a relaxing evening after a particularly demanding week.
Absolutely.
These little celebrations, they serve as these little reminders that we're making progress and that our efforts are worth celebrating.
Now, let's kind of shift our focus to another crucial aspect of work-life balance, which is carving out time for those activities and hobbies that bring us joy and fulfillment outside of work.
It's so important.
In today's always-on culture, it's so easy to let our personal lives just get completely overshadowed by the demands of our jobs.
It's true.
But, our sources really remind us
that
if we don't make time to recharge and pursue our passions, we're just setting ourselves up for burnout.
Absolutely.
Think about it. What are those activities that make you feel truly alive? That make you lose track of time?
Those are the good ones.
Whether it's reading, painting, playing music, spending time in nature, or something else entirely, it's crucial to prioritize those pursuits.
They're so important.
These personal passions not only provide that much-needed respite from the stresses of work,
for sure,
but they also contribute to our overall well-being.
Right.
And they can even spark creativity and inspiration that we can bring back to our professional lives.
Absolutely.
It's about creating that synergy between our personal and professional selves.
I love that.
Allowing them to kind of complement and enrich each other.
So, as you're listening, take a moment to reflect. What are those activities that bring you joy?
What have you been putting off because you know you haven't had time, or you feel like you haven't had time?
If you're feeling a bit disconnected from your passions.
Right. If you're feeling that, challenge yourself to take one small step this week towards reintegrating them into your life.
I love that challenge.
It could be as simple as, dusting off that old guitar. Signing up for that pottery class you've been eyeing. Or simply scheduling a walk in the park.
Just get out there.
The key is to make it a priority. And to view it not as a luxury, but as a necessity for a fulfilling, balanced life.
And speaking of fulfilling relationships.
Oh, yes.
Let's not forget the importance of nurturing our connections.
It's so important.
With the people who matter most, our family and friends.
Our support system.
Our sources make a really poignant point. That work can sometimes lead to feelings of isolation.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially in today's digital age where we're constantly connected to our devices, but perhaps less connected to the people around us.
Yeah, it's ironic.
It is ironic, right? It's crucial to make a conscious effort to prioritize.
I agree.
Those meaningful relationships.
Those are the things that matter.
Yeah. Whether it's scheduling regular family dinners, planning weekend outings with friends, or simply making time for a phone call to catch up.
Yes.
Investing in those connections is an essential part of creating a balanced and fulfilling life.
These relationships provide us with a sense of belonging, support, and love. They remind us of what truly matters.
Yes.
They help us stay grounded amidst all the challenges and triumphs of our work lives.
They're our foundation.
They are our foundation. They're the foundation upon which we build our lives. And it's crucial to nurture them with care and attention.
So we've covered a lot of ground in this segment.
We have.
From prioritizing tasks and managing our time to making time for ourselves and nurturing our relationships.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey.
But there's still more to explore.
There's always more.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're in the final stretch of our exploration of jobs and work-life balance.
I know, it's gone by so fast.
I know, right? But I'm excited to uncover even more strategies for not just surviving. But thriving in the modern workplace.
Yeah, going beyond just getting by.
Exactly.
And one of the recurring themes that I noticed in our source material is this idea of personal growth.
Oh, interesting.
It's something that really resonates with me.
It's fascinating how the sources emphasize personal growth as this ongoing journey, not just something you check off a list.
It's not a destination.
Right, exactly. It's a process.
But what does personal growth actually look like in the context of work?
Well, I think it's about constantly expanding your knowledge and skill set, both within your current role, but also beyond it.
So it could be something like taking a course to master a new software program.
Exactly.
Diving into industry publications to stay ahead of the trends. Or even pursuing a hobby that sparks your creativity.
Yes. I love that you brought up hobbies.
Yeah, I love how the sources highlight that personal growth doesn't have to be directly tied to your job title.
It's about you as a person.
Exactly.
It's about cultivating a mindset of continuous learning and embracing opportunities to challenge yourself.
It's like that idea of sharpening the saw, investing in yourself so you can be more effective.
I love that analogy.
In all areas of your life. Right?
You know what's really cool is that personal growth often has this ripple effect, boosting your confidence, your problem-solving abilities, and even your overall job satisfaction.
It's like you're investing in your future self.
You equipping yourself with the tools to navigate whatever challenges and opportunities come your way.
It's about becoming a more well-rounded and adaptable individual.
Yeah.
Which is so valuable in today's constantly changing work landscape.
Absolutely. And speaking of finding value, our sources also delved into a topic that I think is often overlooked. And that's the importance of finding meaning and purpose in our work.
Oh, that's huge.
It's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind and lose sight of the bigger picture.
It's true. And, we spend a significant portion of our lives working.
We do.
So it's crucial, I think, to feel like our efforts are contributing to something meaningful.
Absolutely.
Now, this doesn't necessarily mean we all need to be saving the world or pursuing some grand mission, but it's more about connecting our work to our values and understanding how it makes a positive impact, even in small ways.
One of our sources provides this really compelling example.
Oh, I love examples.
Yeah, of someone who finds purpose in their work as a customer service representative.
Okay.
They view their role as an opportunity to brighten people's days.
I love that.
And solve problems, even if it's just helping someone navigate a confusing website or troubleshoot a technical issue.
It's making a difference in someone's day.
Exactly. And it's a powerful reminder that purpose can be found in any role.
It can.
Regardless of industry or job title.
It's about shifting our mindset from just a job to a valuable contribution, even in those seemingly mundane tasks.
And that can be so motivating.
Absolutely.
Now, as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to touch on one final theme that emerges from our sources.
Yeah.
And that's the importance of embracing change and being adaptable.
Oh, that's so key in today's world.
It really is, right?
In today's rapidly evolving world, change is the only constant, especially in the workplace.
New technologies are emerging, industries are shifting, and the skills that are in demand today might be obsolete tomorrow. It's a reality that can feel daunting. But our sources encourage us to view change not as a threat, but as an opportunity for growth.
I love that reframe.
Yeah, one source even frames it as a kind of career Darwinism.
Oh, interesting.
The idea that those who are most adaptable to change will be the ones who thrive in the long run.
It's survival of the fittest. In a way.
It's a powerful analogy that reminds us to stay curious, embrace new challenges, and be willing to learn and evolve throughout our entire careers.
It's a lifelong journey.
It really is.
And it's not just about keeping up with the latest trends or technologies. It's about cultivating what's called a growth mindset. This belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work.
I love that.
And I think that mindset allows us to approach change with a sense of optimism and a willingness to step outside of our comfort zones.
Absolutely. So as we conclude this deep dive, I want to leave you with a few key takeaways.
Okay, let's hear them.
Remember, the world of work is complex.
It is.
And it's dynamic, it's constantly changing. But with the right tools and perspectives, you can navigate it with confidence and create a work life that feels both fulfilling and balanced.
Invest in yourself.
Yes.
Seek out meaning in your work.
And embrace the ever-changing nature of the modern workplace.
And most importantly, remember that work is just one part of a well-rounded life. Nurture your relationships.
Yes.
Prioritize your well-being.
So important.
And pursue your passions.
I love that.
It's this holistic approach that will ultimately lead to a life of both professional success and personal fulfillment.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights and actionable strategies to really level up your work life.
Until next time.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep thriving.
We'll see you then.